Hello and welcome everyone to the Wednesday, February 4th edition of the Special Interest Group for Contributor Experience meeting in Open Source Kubernetes. As a reminder, this meeting operates under a code of conduct which essentially says to be respectful of your fellow speakers and attendees and generally be excellent to each other. This meeting is the Special Interest Group for Contributor Experience meeting, and the purpose of it is basically to go through all of the work that's happening across the special interest group. Our work primarily focuses on the work that contributors do in open source Kubernetes, a variety of aspects of that experience, including managing how we do things on GitHub, moderation and media across things like Zoom, YouTube, Slack, all of those kinds of things, as well as all of our sub projects, and we have a list of them in the notes doc, and you'll hear more about them today. At this point, I usually like to offer an opportunity for anyone on the call to introduce themselves. This is totally optional. I will go first. Hello, everyone. I'm Caslin Fields, and I am one of the co-chairs of this special interest group. I've been involved since like 2020, so I've been here for a while. Also a co-lead of the comms subproject, which we will talk more about a little bit later. And my pronouns are she, her. Anyone else want to introduce themselves? Totally optional.
Hi, I'm Natalie Fisher. I'm new to the group, I guess. It was my first meeting anyway. And so I thought I would come and just sort of check it out. I am not new to the Kubernetes space, but I haven't really landed anywhere, I guess, in terms of groups. I was working about 4 or 5 years ago. I was working on like the Edge group, and then it became a SIG. But I haven't really worked on that a bunch since then because a lot of stuff in my job changed, and so I had to kind of focus elsewhere.
Wonderful. Welcome back. We're excited to have you. Can relate to the challenge of finding a place to land. Welcome, welcome. Anyone else? Totally optional.
I'll go as well because it's my second meeting. I'm Kieran, he, him. Yeah, I've been helping out contributing to LWKD, although I found out that there's a sign up PR every month, which I might have been circumventing. So, Josh, I'll follow up with you about that later in the meeting. But yeah, still kind of dipping my toe into the Kubernetes contribution world and getting my head around how everything works. So yeah, that's me.
I love it when folks figure out that they're doing something slightly wrong, because then we can figure out how to do it right. It's the first step on making progress. So thank you so much, Kieran. Anyone else want to introduce themselves? Totally optional.
Hi everyone, this is Jayesh Mahajan here, contributor in SIG docs, SIG apps, and reviewer for SIG docs Indie as well. I just thought to explore the this SIG as well. So just learning more about maybe I'll be attending some of those events, KubeCon events, understanding how this goes through. Nice to see you guys.
Wonderful. Welcome. Always great to have folks from other SIGs, especially SIG docs. We do a lot of work together. Anyone else? Alrighty. Hopefully you've gotten a feel for the vibe of this call already, but to let folks know, this is pretty casual. We're just going to kind of talk through everything that we know about that's going on in the SIG and what needs help and all the things. So if you missed the chance to introduce yourself and you want to do it later, please feel free to. If you have any questions along the way about why are we doing things this way or what is that, please do ask. Christopher in particular has been doing such a great job of that recently and has helped us fix some things because of it. So don't be afraid to ask questions. And last housekeeping item, Note taker. We usually ask for a volunteer note taker during these calls. The role of the note taker is to follow along with the discussion that's happening in the call and take notes in the note document as best you can, so that if anyone missed the call, they can check out the notes, or we often use it to refer back and figure out what we talked about so that we can make progress on things that we talked about. So, anyone willing to be our note taker today?
Yeah, sure. I could take some notes.
Love it. Thank you so much. And folks do kind of pop in to help out if it seems like you're missing something or anything like that. So don't be too
Yeah,
worried.
sounds
It's
good.
not all on your head, but it's great to have someone dedicated. So thank you so much. Perfect. And I posted the link to the notes doc again in case anyone needs it. If you're missing it, let us know. We'll make sure that you get it. And everyone should be able to edit it. I think I set up all the SIG ContribEx ones to be very welcoming.
Nice.
So we will hop in. Let's start talking about updates from the various subprojects. Number one is events. So right now, our biggest topic that we're talking about with events is the Maintainer Summit that will be happening at KubeCon EU. I have an action item that is open in another tab about this. We need some help with the Maintainer Summit. We've got Christopher working on website updates. Thank you, Christopher, for doing that. We also need help with communications. We've kind of got the comms team helping as much as we can there, but we need someone dedicated to helping out with communications about the Maintainer Summit. We need a lead for the meet and greet. That's the biggest thing. If Mario was here, he told me earlier this week, I think he's going to be on later probably. But he was telling me earlier this week that he really needs help with the meet and greet. So the meet and greet is an event that happens at KubeCon EU. It's usually on Wednesday. I actually looked for it on the schedule earlier and didn't see it, but I know it's happening.
Yeah, right. Have we actually requested it from the event staff?
Mario said it's happening, and he's basically taking the lead on it right now because he hasn't been able to find another lead.
I will double check the schedule right now.
But I don't see it on the schedule.
What does like helping out with like communications generally entail?
So, communications for the summit. I'm trying not to get tied up in all of the history of how the summit happened and everything. So we need to make sure that folks in the Kubernetes contributor community know about what's happening with the Maintainer Summit. You don't have to be attending the summit in person, but you'll need to send emails to mailing lists of Kubernetes contributors saying, hey, here's where the Maintainer Summit is going to be. Here's the requirements to be able to register. Registration deadlines, information about the schedule, all of this various stuff about what's going to be happening at the Maintainer Summit. It's really easy to miss it. It's on a variety of websites, or people just kind of know it. So sending out emails. Sometimes we send out social media posts, which the communications team can help with, but we need help writing them and making sure that we're hitting all of the deadlines for like, this is happening. There's a deadline next week and we need to make sure that people know about it. So kind of some program management of what are the deadlines, what needs to be communicated with the community, and we can use a variety of tools to do that. Does that help?
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say like I don't mind volunteering. I just wanted to make sure that I knew what it entailed, because if I don't have access to something or whatever, I just want to know like who would be the best person to reach out to.
Me and Chris can help out with a lot of it.
Yes. We
Always
do have a
welcome to
Slack
ping us on
channel,
Slack.
though. Yes. Highly recommend saying hi in there.
Oh, I'm part of
Yeah.
the Slack channel for
Okay,
this
cool.
group.
Comms?
Yeah.
ContribEx or ContribEx comms?
ContribEx.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a
another
ContribEx
one?
comms as
Okay.
well. You can use either one. It doesn't really matter for this, but
Okay.
comms folks will be more focused on it.
Got it. Okay, I'll take a look for that particular group as well.
Yeah. And I'm going to create an issue on this. If I can find a few minutes during this, maybe I'll just hit send on so that we can record who's volunteering to help out with this stuff. Ideally, we want both a lead and a shadow for each thing. So we've got Christopher as a lead for website updates, but it would be great to have someone shadowing him so that someone's learning how that works for the next time. So we can have you either be a lead or a shadow, depending on how desperate we are.
Okay. Let me know. I'm happy to help either way. I am going to be at KubeCon EU this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How much do you like event management? Would you like to work on the meet and greet?
I could do that too.
Right. Yeah. We want to spread that around, but I've just volunteered to help with the meet and greet. So.
Oh, nice. So you would have
if you
strong
wanted
lead
to work on that, then you would be partnered with an experienced person. So.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, because like I said, I wanna start kind of helping out more, and I kind of started in this particular group because I work with Naran Paul and Nabran, and he was telling me like you should start here if you want to start contributing in a way that's going to be helpful. And I was like, okay, which is why I ended up joining this group.
Wonderful. Welcome, Kubernetes Zoom. Is
Hi.
that
my friend
Mario, or is that okay? Yes. Pretty sure Bob never comes in as Kubernetes Zoom anymore. And it's not me, so it must be Mario.
I think we offboarded him successfully.
Wonderful. So welcome, Mario. To update you, Mario is the person in our group who knows the most about what's going on with the Maintainer Summit. So Natalie was just volunteering to help out either with comms, or we were trying to push her toward meet and greet because she's going to be there in person at KubeCon EU. And Josh said that he just volunteered, so he must have pinged you.
Yes, so meet and greet would be great. I have not checked Slack because I was not at the PC for the last couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. I will
Question for you on the meet and greet.
Is it in
we
the
were just
schedule?
looking for it on the schedule, and we don't
not
see it.
finding
it.
Yes, because it was not in yet, and basically CNCF asked me when do we want to do the meet and greet, and the idea would be again to have it on the second day in the extended lunch break time, because this worked the best.
Yep. That is what we typically do. So Wednesday during lunch.
Yes, exactly. And I also have the confirmation for the Ask Kubernetes Maintainer Anything session before the booth crawl. So from 5 to 6 p.m. on Tuesday, because this also worked pretty well.
Okay.
Nice.
Presumably we need an organizer for that too.
Actually, I think I will be around. I have not checked when my talk slots are, because last time I had a conflict there, but I will also want to reach out to people if they want to be on stage there, because last time we had 5 people with a very diverse group, and this worked pretty well. I think Chris, you were part of this. We had Laura being part of this. We had Jean being up on stage. So it was a good mix.
It was a great mix, even though some of it was impromptu. Hey, you're standing there. Can you come help with this?
Yes, because steering bailed on me last minute as they realized that they have their steering session at the very same time slot.
Oof. Ouch.
And thank you, Mario, for giving an overview of what's happening. It gave me a moment to work on the issue that I was going to create to request help for all of these things. I think I'm about ready to send that. Yeah.
Have you tagged me in this?
You are tagged in the text of it, but I haven't sent it yet. So
yeah, that's
I assume that I'm good to just go ahead and post that issue, and then I can share it in here. And so folks who are interested in helping, you can respond to the issue. Cool. I'm going to do it. Boom, there it is. All right. So I think that was Natalie in particular. Would you please respond to this issue so we can document your willingness to help? Oh no, I still have myself as comms lead. Let me edit that. I copied the template from an old thing. And we also don't need volunteers, I don't think. And there it is. Sorry, I'm making some edits to the thing that I just posted. So for anyone, if you're interested in helping out with the things that we're talking about here, if you're going to be on site at KubeCon EU, or if you would like to help make sure that the contributor community knows about what's happening with the Maintainer Summit at KubeCon EU, you can let us know here. Oh yeah, I should just go ahead and update the issue with Christopher as the lead for website. Perfect. Updated. Thank you, Christopher, for responding. All right. Anything else about the Maintainer Summit? Questions, comments, concerns? Cool.
Well, following up with the messages of the week, I think we haven't posted about registration for the event.
Unfortunately,
Womp womp. Yeah. I mean, we can always post more about registration on social, so we should do that. And we also need an email about that.
I didn't know about emails. Will you tell me more about that?
Yeah. Thank you for asking. There's a we call it KDev. There's a mailing list that we ask everyone who is participating as a contributor in the open source Kubernetes project to join. Not necessarily everyone does, but it is a huge mailing list of Kubernetes contributors. It is dev@kubernetes.io, I think. So typically when we've done communications for summits in the past, we would send communications to that, as well as to the chairs and tech leads group specifically to make sure the chairs and tech leads are aware of things. For things like registration, we'd probably want to send it to KDev, and we can probably find past examples of like notification emails about summits. Some of it might not be relevant with the change from Kubernetes Contributor Summit to Maintainer Summit, but still useful.
Yeah, I did found one example.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so one of our things is going to be to come up with a new schedule of comms for the Maintainer Summit and related stuff.
Yes. We need to kind of set a precedent. We've done 2 Maintainer Summits now. I think just EU was the first one. I guess India technically was the first one. But it was a different thing in a lot of ways.
India was the first one.
So there have been 3 now.
I would say followed, and that's basically the issue, that we get comms from CNCF to the maintainer list, which means that
but not to everybody.
Yeah, the maintainer list is basically every SIG lead and working group lead currently for Kubernetes. So they have the official communications, which means that from there we would need to just redistribute this. However, there will be some slight changes on some of the processes, which means especially regarding awards and requesting.
Which we don't have to worry about this time, but for future.
Which we don't have to worry about this time, yes. And regarding how to apply for kiosks in the future. Because we had a problem this year that sub-projects of 6 applied for kiosks without consulting their SIG leads. So they applied by themselves. and that's not how it should work. And also we have the other issue that we sometimes, I don't know, I can't remember anymore, but for maintainer track, just some people submitted stuff. This was also the case that now there is a change in the form for the maintainer track for India, that there's a checkbox that I am entering this on behalf of a person, but I'm a SIG lead or a SIG tech chair. Because in future, if you submit something to maintainer track and you are not a SIG lead, your session will be auto-denied.
So there's these repositories of information in our brains that need to get to the rest of the contributor community, and that's the role of comms for Maintainer Summit. So we'll need to work closely with whoever volunteers for lead for comms to make sure that we get these kinds of messages into some kind of plan to make sure that the whole community knows about them. Cool. So I think in terms of updates for this meeting, we've gone over most things here. I think we should move on to the next item of discussion, which is mentoring. So technically, ContribEx has a mentoring sub-project. Josh has been keeping it going as best he can, but really needs some help there. And typically, the mentoring sub-project owns a few different types of activities. One is working with external mentoring programs, things like LFX, Google Summer of Code. These are externally run programs from the open source Kubernetes community, run by other groups like the Linux Foundation, that like people apply to become mentees and they get paid through this program to work on an open source project for a number of weeks. But in order for this to happen and to benefit the Kubernetes project, we need folks who have work to be done in the open source Kubernetes to submit projects to these programs. LFX, I think, just closed, and we had a number of projects submitted, which was amazing. The issue that we have is that we don't really have anyone paying attention to this stuff, aside from Josh, on a regular basis to make sure that folks in the contributor community know that they have the opportunity to submit projects to these programs. So there's some program management work required here. Another thing is group mentoring, which Josh is adding some notes about, but I'll explain what it is before we go into those notes. Group mentoring is a program. We have some documentation about how to run these group mentoring cohorts. The idea is that SIG leads would set up a group mentoring cohort to take existing contributors in their SIG and help them learn the skills to become reviewers, approvers, SIG chairs, whatever type of kind of more leadership role they need to get more people into at the time. So it looks like Josh has some updates on those. And then the third thing that is in the mentoring sub-project is new contributor orientation. This is the only one that's actually focused on brand new contributors, which is usually what people think of when they hear the mentoring sub-project. So new contributor orientation is a program where we run a 1-hour session every month. That's virtual. Anyone can join, where we teach people about how the Kubernetes community works and how to get involved contributing. So let's start off with updates about group mentoring. Josh, what's going on?
Oh, I don't have updates about group mentoring. What's happening is that Siren has been putting all the mentoring notes under group mentoring.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Karen.
There's no updates since the last meeting. There's no updates since the last meeting. Yeah, I didn't want to move them while he was typing. Cool. So.
Oh no!
Yeah. Where do they need to go?
You could put
that was just general mentoring. Most of that stuff was about the external mentoring programs.
Oh yeah, you could put it in external mentoring.
So yeah.
Okay, I'll reject that.
Thank you, Karen.
Yeah, no updates about group mentoring. I am going to be targeting some SIGs post KubeCon. I don't think getting it done before KubeCon is going to be realistic at this point. Particularly
understandable.
I personally have other events between now and KubeCon.
So this is an update for the group mentoring section. The update is maybe we'll do something after KubeCon.
But if somebody was interested in helping with that, that would be a great time as post KubeCon. We could actually focus on targeting some SIGs about getting a group mentoring cohort going.
SIGs tend to be quite busy leading up to KubeCon, and also there's a release happening in right around there too, right?
Yeah.
And also we have the annual reviews
Ah,
that needs to be done.
Christopher caught that on the comms meeting last week, and it was a very good catch because you all put it in LWKD, and we had not talked about it. Didn't even know that was happening, which is unfortunate. So what's going on with annual reviews? If you could give us an update. This is not really mentoring, but it's important.
Yeah, and annual reviews are due. So basically every SIG, every working group needs to give an update on what happened last year, what worked last year, where help is needed. By the way, this is also a good resource to catch some help wanted things that we can also mention in comms. I think it's due in 2 weeks or something like this, if I can remember correctly.
Of course it is. I mean,
we don't. The benefit
there have been times where we've gotten it done in June, which is not great. So.
The benefit is you don't necessarily need to be a SIG lead to
fill it out.
Create the document of the annual review. So basically, it's possible that also non-SIG leads can work on this. I think it's even it's encouraged, especially if you're aiming for a leading position in the future.
So just to clarify, that's each SIG providing information about just open work items for the remainder of the year, or is it broader scope than that?
Broader scope. There is basically, you can look at the past years.
The comment you had there works though. It's basically like it used to be steering. I don't know. Mario's doing it. Mario's in charge of everything. Someone sends out a set of questions to all of the SIGs to say, what did you work on in 2025?
Yeah.
Right.
And
okay.
then, yeah. So it's not just new work or anything. It's a few different things to give an overview of what happened in the SIG in 2025.
Right. Okay. So basically, it's ContribEx sending out a survey to each SIG.
Something like that. Yeah. Cool.
I think so this year it was steering, so I didn't do anything.
Cool. Yeah. Steering used to do it. I was telling folks about this in the comms group. We used to have a couple of folks in steering who would take all of that information from the surveys from the various SIGs and put it together into a beautiful, wonderful report. It takes a ton of work to do that, and there's no one currently active who is able to dedicate the time to do that. So it's important for us to get all of this information. The reports are more bare bones once they come out than they used to be, but still very important.
Check.
Good reminder.
Created everything.
And that was a hop from mentoring into a comms item, really. Do we want to go back to mentoring? Is there anything else you want to discuss, Josh, about LFX that just closed or anything?
Nope. Actually, I haven't had a chance to check this week which of the projects actually was complete and accepted.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't have updates on that.
On new contributor orientation, the next new contributor orientation will be February 17th. And so we need to make sure that we're getting comms going for that. We have folks who have been doing a great job with that. So, yeah. And we need to send out.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say we need to send out pings to all the SIG chairs and leads to see if they have new good first issues. What were you going to say, Chris?
I'm actually out of town starting Wednesday and won't be back until the 20th. So I cannot help with NCO this month.
That's okay. We've got quite a group helping to make sure that we are delivering these. And if you're interested, new contributor orientation, like I said, is a 1-hour meeting that we run once a month. It's a slide deck that we've been using for the last year. It has a script. You give the slides with the script, and we update the good first issues, the available work across the project each time. Yeah. So if you're interested in helping new contributors get started, let me know. There's a variety of things that we could do there. I thought of another project that I'd love to give updates on, but I don't have any updates on it, so I'm going to avoid going into that. Let's move on to comms. And we've already got a good number of notes here. I'm guessing Christopher added these, or
Yep.
Chris? Cool.
One me.
What do you want to talk about, Christopher?
We covered some of them, like post the registration. At least for the social media, we should be good to go. And the only one pending to do is the writing that draft of email. The emails draft could be written in the spreadsheet too. Okay.
We could. We don't
We
have
could.
yeah. If we have
Typically, it's
yeah. Go ahead.
okay. Typically, we use previous emails and copy pasta and update.
Oh, okay. That works.
If we have a project that we need a comms plan for, which we do need for a few of these, we might want to have a separate doc where we just have all of the plans for this is how we're talking about this thing. But existence is more important than where it exists. So whatever works if someone wants to write the comms.
And last one, well, no, not last one. From Ingress Engine X, Chris, as you posted that on LinkedIn and socials, should be marked as done because I wrote a draft on Friday, but I mean, could we ignore the one I wrote?
One of the best pieces of advice I've received in my career is that there's no such thing as too many tweets.
Okay.
It's true.
So probably just do it again.
It's just that I don't know if you guys had the chance to review it, but yeah, I just I summarized the key takeaways from the statement, and yeah, some bullet points for the info.
I think it would make sense for us to do it again. I don't know how long it's been since we posted.
Yeah, especially for the people that don't take the time to read the full statement. And yeah, for the SIG, Mario talked about the SIG report. There's comms for that.
Perfect.
Oh, so our role as a SIG is to also gather the information from each SIG, or just for ours?
Just for us.
Cool. Okay. Yes. Thanks, Mario.
Debatable, perhaps, but not a debate that we need to have in this meeting.
Yeah, well, I think we could. I will reach out to you guys later, to answer those questions from the report, based on what, but that could be outside the call.
And then the last thing you have here is that the KubeCon India CFP is closed. It closed on Sunday. Did we not manage to get a post out about it?
I wrote comms, but no, we missed the deadline.
That's my bad.
Sorry about that. Sometimes we miss. So it seems like the main action item here is we have a number of comms written up in the sheet. We need to make sure that they actually get into buffer and get scheduled. So Chris, if you want to pop in and do that now.
Yeah, which sheet? Where is that sheet? I seem to have lost it. Thank you.
Linked here in the notes. I have it highlighted in the notes, which I'm not sharing my screen of, but
I did have that open. Never mind. Cool.
It's open in another tab and I haven't completed it yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Theme of the meeting. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but progress. Progress is sometimes better than perfection. So that's an update on a variety of the things that we're working on comms about. There was a huge list, I will say, in the last comms meeting of things we wanted to make sure that we were communicating with the community about. If you are interested in helping us make sure that we've got these communications going, we meet on Fridays to talk specifically about communications, and we have sheets. There's this one, and there's also, if someone could grab the link to the KubeCon
That's the
posts
one I was looking
sheet,
for.
I would
Let me
love
find
to
that.
request help from anyone on this meeting who's looking for a light lift thing that you could do to contribute to the community today. We have this
Link in
sheet.
chat.
Thank you, Chris. Where there's a column that has a description of like, we need to make a social post about this during the week of KubeCon, and we just need someone to write the post. I know someone went in and copied some of the old ones, and we were advising them to adjust them, make them new and interesting. You're welcome to look at the old ones for examples. We're even fine with you using AI to generate it, but please do actually review it for quality. We just need like 35 different posts written for KubeCon, so we could use some help. You don't have to worry about getting them into social media. We'll do that for you. We'll review them to make sure that they're good. We just need someone to at least write a first draft of all of those communications. So please hop in there. There's a column where you can claim it, put your name as like, I'm the one that's writing this. Go ahead. Question?
You were saying that you guys meet is it every Friday or is it every other Friday?
Every Friday,
All
8
right.
a.m. Pacific.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, join us.
Yes.
Can I start advertising it as the funnest meeting in open source? Because I think it is.
Oh, wow. Some lofty praise.
Do you guys post it? Do you guys post like the information for it on the SIG ContribEx comms channel?
Great
Or is it
question.
just the same exact
Sometimes.
thing? I'm only asking because like I've joined the channel, but I want to add it to my calendar.
It should be pinned in the channel somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, you can also go to cates.dev/calendar, as Chris was going to suggest.
Yeah, I encourage that. Christopher has some changes pending for that. Do those get merged, Christopher, or not? For the calendar.
Actually, that's in the meeting notes.
Okay.
We continue, Gaston.
No, I was cursing.
Here it is.
Yes, same.
I've had that on my list for the last like week. Like Christopher has a bunch of PRs out that are really important and they need to be reviewed and submitted, and I keep not doing that.
It's like on the calendar 3 times. You guys really want people to join.
We do.
Yeah.
But also that sounds like a bug.
That does sound like a bug.
Yeah, there's a decent amount of redundant entries on the calendar.
Actually, I remember that's a separate discussion, but like who's the admin of the Google Calendar like API?
Which Google Calendar?
Everyone from the cates.dev/calendar.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
So every SIG has its own calendar. The calendar is usually inside of a private calendar that is being created by a SIG lead, and then shared with the chairs, and then basically added to the mailing list of the responsive SIG. And the problem with this is that Google Calendar or Google Groups then does the invite magic. So as soon as you join an event, there are some calendars that are fiddling around with Google Calendar events because of the mailing list. There has been an ongoing discussion to change the system and to move to LFX. But for this, some of the features in LFX need to be adopted and changed. For now, calendar is as it is because we have not even finished migrating all of the mailing lists into the new calendar or into the new domain.
Oof.
Because
Yet another
it's manual work.
Yeah. Ouch.
I-
So basically, each SIG lead owns their own.
Yes.
Okay.
ContribEx is kind of an overarching
I think
owner
it's
of it.
no, it's yeah.
Right.
Everyone is admin, so every lead is admin. But I think Caslin, it's your calendar.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think it's Caslin, to be honest. No offense.
Hi, friends.
Caslin.
Most
Oh, I need to give away some leadership roles.
mhm.
At
And
least the
also
ContribEx one. I don't own the calendars for other groups, but
No,
yes.
you only you own
Yes.
ContribEx, which also
I own
means
the
that you
ContribEx one,
own
yes.
comms.
Yes, I own those. I should work on that.
Mm.
I like that note. For now, it is what it is. Each SIG lead owns their own calendar.
I'm just
That's the
quoting
vibe.
directly. Yeah.
Perfect. You're doing a
Perfection.
fantastic job.
There's a couple meetings actually easier to find, ironically, with the redundant entries. Unintentional feature.
It's
I
easy
gotta
to
take a look
spot.
at this calendar. What is up with redundant entries?
Yeah.
Oh, SIG Apps has redundant entries. What is going on here?
There's a bunch.
yeah. To follow with the conversation about the calendar, also there's an issue because there's an API key, and like I think that's a developer API. Like one of the maintainers had to add that key, right? Because
I probably have access to wherever that came from. It's
except
probably something in
ex
1Password.
oh, okay, cool.
Oh boy. Okay.
So when like after when that pull request that I sent in the chat is gonna be merged, like we will need to I will need to we'll need a new one so it's not in the code.
Okay.
Mhm.
I think
That's
Google
weird.
Calendar API keys are anyway public.
Are they?
I think so.
Huh.
But we have I know that because I was in 1Password, I know that we have a Google Calendar. We have a calendar at Kubernetes.io Google account.
Oh, cool.
So there is an account around this.
Okay. It's just that we're not using it.
Probably it just has it just exists for the sake of the API key, I can imagine.
Okay. We will follow along.
We need a working session on these PRs.
Yeah.
Maybe
Which
I want to
brings
implement a thing where we do a working session with the comms meeting once a month. Maybe our next one is a working session.
Okay. That works.
yeah, that would be great.
Theoretically.
If it works for you, Caslin, I think that's the key thing.
We'll make it work.
Okay.
Cool. So that's comms. Any questions, comments about comms things, or are we good to move on to the next item? Cool. We have 10 minutes left. We should move on. Next one, contributor documentation. We talked a little bit about the contributor site already. There's a number of PRs that are awaiting review. Any other questions,
Who
comments about
should
the contributor
have?
site or other
Yeah,
stuff?
I have a question about contributor site. Who are the people that can approve things? That's critical. I cannot, which I thought
I
was
know Josh can. We should
Yeah,
fix
I
that.
am. Why?
yeah.
Why can't
Let's
Can't
make
you?
Chris an approver.
I don't know. I would have
Not in an owner's file.
bingo. All right. Like I thought I did at one point, but I guess I don't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My guess is ContribEx leads can approve things because I approved things.
Right. Josh, Chiefy,
Yes.
Sig
Then individuals.
Docs, Bob, Laura, Ray. Yeah, the typical
Oh.
Docs team and SIG
Ah,
ContribEx
okay.
team.
I just realized my GitHub notifications are broken again. I had it set up so I got notified about every pull request and contributor site, and for some reason that's not happening anymore. So, sorry for the backlog.
I blame AI.
Yeah.
I mean, it
I mean
shouldn't be
that's
on you either,
actually a good.
Josh.
No,
Yeah,
it shouldn't
that's
100%
actually
be on
no,
you
but I
either.
mean the I mean the weird thing about it is I do get notified about every pull request against the etcd website. So I don't know. And actually blaming AI is not actually off base. They did in fact
Yes, I know.
add Copilot to the GitHub notification pipeline, which means it has become kind of flaky. So the we should really have probably should have a contributor site, little review thing once a month.
We should.
Because some stuff gets
Maybe
stuck
have
for
it
a
be
long
its own
time,
meeting.
particularly if it's like updating Doxy or something.
It gets stuck, and then there's that perennial problem Josh is describing.
Yeah.
I mean, the original idea was at some point that the comms tech lead can also do has rights for contributor website, if I remember correctly. But
Which
I
is
think
why I
we
proposed making Christopher the new tech lead.
But we never finished this thing
Is
2 years
there
ago.
a PR open for that? Probably.
I think we need to adjust. We need to adjust groups first.
Yeah.
Because there is a website owners file, but I'm not sure if we have a contributor. If you have a Kates.io group, so there's a Kates website group where we can add people to be admin to for the normal website, but I'm not sure if we have the same thing set up for. No, we don't.
We have 8 minutes left, and there are a couple other things I want to discuss. Can we move on from website?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, sorry.
Moderation and media, we could go down a rabbit hole on. I'm going to skip that rabbit hole for now.
No, I
oh no!
I need one point in this.
Fair.
Chris, we have now 3 new Zoom licenses, so I'm now finally able to create the group account for Zoom admins, and then can basically grant all of you access to this account so that you can basically go in and do Zoom admin stuff there. Because we now have new accounts, and then we can potentially remove Nigel's private email address out of
Yeah. We gotta track all that down, exactly what it's tied to. I don't think it's tied to much, but hopefully it's
that's all. I just wanted to say this out, that we now have 3 more licenses that I can grab one of them to create this admin group.
Wonderful.
Excellent. And then there's stuff going on Slack. There's stuff going on YouTube. There's stuff going on with calendar issues. We've got all sorts of stuff going on in moderation and media, some of which we've talked about. But aside from that, I wanted to briefly at least bring up elections. GitHub management, most of the folks who lead that, even though we have so many leads listed here, none of them ever join these meetings. They're usually on the APAC meeting. So we usually don't talk much about GitHub management here. Elections, we do have Josh on. Ray popped into this meeting. Was it last time?
Yeah.
Last week.
To say, can we get it going?
Well, mainly the main thing to do now is to get going with sort of election officer recruitment. At least we can find out
election officer recruitment.
Who's coming back, because then we know how many people we need to recruit. So
yeah. We talked a little bit about the tricky things about election officer recruitment last time. We need to make sure it's someone that's not running for election, and they need to be someone who's at least pretty familiar with the project.
Yeah, and I'm also going to hit up Christoph and Bridget and see if either of them is interested in becoming co-chair of the election subproject. Because we currently have, so the leads for the election subproject, like the main thing that we do is we kick off the election officer process, right? Once the election officers are selected, they do everything. Right now, the only lead we have for the election subproject is me. which means that the election schedule becomes kind of dependent on my personal travel schedule, which is not good. So we have some former officers who have served, and hopefully one of them is interested in co-leading.
And another project within the sub-project is Electo. You were getting some help with updating Electo last year. Oh, Mario has a thing. You want to go on ahead,
Actually, we
Mario?
need to fix something because Electro is not a project. And that's the main
Oh,
problem.
right. Yeah.
Yes, I know Electro is a project of Kubernetes, but also it's not. And that basically caused a lot of trouble and a lot of not so nice discussions around Maintainer Summit, where I had some arguments with people. And basically, this question goes directly to you, Josh. Can we move Electro into Kubernetes as a sub-project or something like this?
There are other groups that use it.
Yeah, we can. I mean, the reason why it has the status it is that originally a lot of the work in it was paid for with CNCF general internship money. And so it was, sort of conceived of as a CNCF infrastructure project, which is a weird status. Which is a weird status, right?
Yeah.
Which is a weird status. I don't know. Let me go ahead and ping the users from some of the other projects, and see if they would care. I think the answer is no. I think they don't care. They just want us to actually get some new updates out. But it's only polite to actually ping folks first.
Yeah.
And say, because that'll make it easier to just schedule stuff because because it's the only CNCF infrastructure project that is not directly run by staff, which does make it a little weird.
And it's not in the CNCF list, and that's the other problem, because it's an infra project, but there is not like a listing of those, right? It's in this void of non-existing inside of the official CNCF landscape.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. So let me ping stuff. If it makes stuff easier for the staff for it to be a Kubernetes subproject, then I don't have a problem with that, and I just want to make sure that OpenTelemetry and OpenStack, etc., know first.
Yes, that makes complete sense. And also, if they say no, we don't want to have it, and rather would have it as a sandbox project, then please go ahead and move it into sandbox.
Okay. It would be weird to have it as a sandbox project, but okay.
I know. But there are discussions for exactly such projects that hopefully will solve those issues soon.
Okay.
Soon is 1 year. You know how soon it is.
Okay.
That was really important. And then we have 1 minute. There is another item in open mic discussion at Caslin. What's required for starting the event sub-project meetings, and which ones can you delegate? I like this very much. Christopher, you seem very engaged with this. Would you like to run a weekly meeting?
If I had permissions to, then I would be asking like, oh, some admins, could you create a meeting for the event sub-project? Can I do that?
Yeah. I own the calendar and I have Zoom access. So I can create the Zoom event and I can create the calendar invite. I don't know that I could run it on a weekly basis. So I can create the things for you and then you could run it.
Weekly? Don't you think weekly is too much?
Bi-weekly, I would argue bi-weekly,
Yeah,
especially as we did it weekly for Contributor Summit, but there was way more work to be done.
There was a lot.
So based on your experience, what will work better? Mario?
I think bi-weekly is enough.
Okay, so I will add it as a task for myself.
Cool. I will add a task for myself to create the meeting for you and hand it off to you.
Cool. Maybe I'm gonna be the only one in the meeting, but it works.
We need to start something. You'll set a precedent, which will help us for the next one at the very least. So
Yes.
it's going to be useful, even if it doesn't feel like it. Awesome. And that gets us through everything we had on the list, and we are at time. And I think I have another meeting. So thank you so much for joining today, everyone. If you have questions, please reach out on SIG ContribEx or in SIG ContribEx comms. If you're interested in helping out with any of the things that we talked about today, like writing social posts or helping with the Maintainer Summit stuff, there's an issue for the Maintainer Summit stuff and comm stuff. Post in SIG ContribEx comms will help get you connected to things.
Yep.
Thanks for joining. And if you join the comms meetings, we'll see you on Friday.
Bye.
Bye.